So I'm going to go spend another night in the woods with the clothing and equipment of the ancient Highlander. It's late summer here in Scotland and it's a prime time to do some foraging. So the land would have provided the Highlanders with the majority of their medicine as well as a lot of supplementary food. So in this video I wanted to talk about Gaelic plant names and their uses, and also hopefully find some food to have with my porridge tonight. So this is Agnetha, which means the plant that clots the blood, and that's exactly what the Highlanders use it for. You say if you got a wound, you could scrunch up the leaves and stuff it in the wound and it would stop it from bleeding. People would also use it to make teas for various medicinal properties, and also as a substitute for hops in beer making. So this is the moccasins, and for medicinal uses it was used as an antiseptic. For practical uses it was used to help separate milk to make butter. That's why it's called the Butterwort in English. But people also believed that this had magical properties. They believed that it would keep away bad spirits. People used it to make love charms to try and win over someone so that they loved you. And people also believed that if you fed this to your cow, then its milk would be magical. So I'm not a native Gaelic speaker, I'm just learning, so please be patient with my pronunciation, but I'll try my best. This is Grimangial, and it's just come into flower this time of year. The Highlanders used to dig up the roots and chew on it to relieve toothache. This is Vedic Kalia, and has a beautiful sour taste. Soldiers used to use it to help quench their thirst in long marches. It was also a sacred plant to the Celts, as the leaves come in 3, which the number 3 was thought to be a lucky number. It's also thought that St. Patrick also used it to teach the Holy Trinities. So this is spongin, and it's been used by people for thousands of years for tinder and also to help carry your fire ember long distances. People also used to make clothing from it. So this is Catechin, and it was a very important wild edible for the Highlanders. The tubers are full of sugars, and people would dig them up, dry them and store them for long hikes in the hills. They're also meant to have a hunger suppressant quality, which allowed Highland warriors to go for long periods of time without eating. The tubers were also used to flavour whiskey, and it was also meant to prevent you from getting drunk. This is Lucerne jerk, and they're abundant all around Scotland. It tastes just like a normal blueberry, and it's full of sugars and vitamins. The Highlanders used to believe it improved their night vision. So I've already done some videos about the clothing and equipment that I have on, but this is typically what the average Highlander might have worn if he was going for a 2 to 3 day walk. It's been very interesting walking with the moccasins. Obviously they don't give you anywhere near the protection of modern shoes. You have to watch your footing, but I've noticed that as I have to be careful where I put my feet, I start to notice more plants, and I notice more mushrooms, more animal tracks and things like that. So just something as simple as some very simple shoes can give you a little insight of how our ancestors might have seen the land a little bit differently. So this is LacLeod, and it has lots of antiseptic properties, and it was used up till the Second World War as a wound dressing. The Highlanders also used it for nappies or sanitary towels, bedding, and it's also said that weary travellers with sore feet would bathe their feet in the sphagnum moss to help their feet recover for the next day of walking. So for some reason, wild edible mushrooms didn't seem to play a big role in the diet of the typical Highlander. Maybe there was some sort of cultural taboo against them, or perhaps the knowledge has just been lost, I don't know. But these are chanterelles, and they're very tasty, so I'm going to collect them. This is a red deer footprint. The red deer population in Scotland has increased massively than what it was a few hundred years ago. And this has seriously affected the biodiversity of Scottish plants, and has reduced the number of wild edibles you can find compared to when our ancestors walked these lands. Oh baby. This seems like a pretty good place to set up camp. I get some cover from the trees, but there's still a little bit of a breeze to keep the midges away. So next thing to do, I'm going to make myself a bed from some vegetation and hopefully get a fire going. So the legend of Finn McCool and his band of warriors, the Fenya, were said to make their beds out of cherry branches, followed by rushes, followed by moss. Not quite the ingredients, but close enough. It's pretty cushy. Yes! So I found a fair haul of wild mushrooms today. So I think I'm going to chop these up and fry them in butter and sea salt. And then afterwards I'll probably make a wild blueberry and wood sorrel porridge. First batch of fried chanterelles. See if they taste any good. Mmm, yummy.
Coisich Rùin Húhilro Búbnan Galava Hievo Sminig Vahúhilro Mi Fadiaru Bohúrinyo Sminig
It tastes like a, you know, like the oat milk, but if you made a blueberry milkshake out of it.
En lakan Agnetha klein waar ik behoren
Morning.
Smifochir puhilro dovrechken valija hievo En lakan Agnetha klein waar ik behoren En lakan Agnetha klein waar ik hievo Schieben en bjaun huilro Schiet goed harro Schieben en bjaun huilro Schiet goed harro hievo Iske voert guan huilro Vier guan fallingo Iske voert guan huilro Vier guan fallingo hievo En koshan huilro Is daar still on the
So yesterday we got a good haul of some wild mushrooms and quite a lot of blaeberries, and I got enough to take home with me today. Last night was fairly comfortable. Got woken up in the middle of the night by some deer barking at each other, which took me a while to get back to sleep again after that. And then the midges were out this morning. But other than that, pretty comfortable, and I was plenty warm and wrapped up in my plaid. Big thanks for everyone who's watching, and I'll see you in the next video.